Alright, all you model collectors, and welcome back to another scale model review by Kevin. So today we have the Tonkin Replicas Caterpillar 340DL in 1/50th scale. This machine is, the real machine is a cross between a 345 and a 336DL respectively, and it was intended for the Asian market. So pretty much, this goes along with the D6R, which is also an Asian market machine. So I guess Tonkin had a little bit of a series going on there, but all in all, it's a pretty nice. This is the only actual hydraulic excavator that Tonkin actually produced. I am, of course, excluding the road builder since that is counted as a forestry machine, and this is a general purpose excavator. So anyways, we're going to start off as always. If you watch my reviews quite often, of course there hasn't been that many lately, but we're going to start off on the action end. Here you can see the bucket. It is a pretty nice 7-tooth bucket. It's an E-series style bucket. Here you can see the 7 teeth. It's got pretty nice detail. It does not actually have wear plating on the back of it or on the side, but does right here at the edge of the bucket itself. You can see where the teeth would join up to the bucket itself. But this machine does not feature a quick coupler, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think it actually adds a little bit. And most people would say, oh yeah, it's a quick coupler. That's a pretty nice feature. But it seems that quick couplers are very flimsy plastic normally, especially with Norscot models, and it just detracts from the model if they break. Anyways, as you can see, the stick is pretty plain. It does feature a hydraulic line running to the cylinder. And one thing I like is that it doesn't actually show any of the cylinder itself when it's all the way curled out and when the stick is all the way out, which means it's at its max. There's nothing holding it back, which is great. Now this does feature the same boom and a similar stick to the 568 Road Builder, which I believe it is theoretically possible that you can change them out and feature a 340DL with a thumb. I'm actually going to be experimenting with that, so you know. Anyways, as for curl-in, it comes in that far. It looks great for a transport position. It really does. Really, you can't ask for much more functionality wise. And up top you can see more of that black to yellow hydraulic line transitioning right there. So yeah, digging depth is pretty nice. There you can see it. That's as max as it goes, which is pretty nice. And the boom can go back quite a way, which I'll show you right there. Pretty impressive, I will say, considering this is the only real foray that Tonkin ever had into making a hydraulic excavator. The inside of the bucket, sadly, is pretty plain, but it's no real big deal. So yeah, moving on to the actual car body itself, it does feature an all-black cab, which in my recent memory was only done on one other 1/50th scale cat model, and that was the 390DL. So yeah, anyways, you actually and the cab, see if we can get her to focus. There we go. We have the windshield wiper on the cab on the outside. We got your joystick controls and your foot pedals / hand lever controls to control your tracks, and a nice little cat logo on the seat, which is gray, which is pretty nice. There you can see the all black cab, and right here you got your cat logo and 340DL, as well as some nice vents, which the paint really isn't that thick, so they're pretty easy to see, and as well as up here. And it does feature all the same sort of details as the 336D. On the back you can see your hydraulic lines, which are yellow, which match pretty well. And you can see your reflectors on the back. It looks like a little bit of a smudge right there, which is no big deal. Your cat logo and another reflector on that side. Over here, your diesel fuel cap is actually black. It's actually a plastic piece. No, actually it is painted flat black, so it's casted in and painted black, flat black, which makes it even better. And you have a metal handrail. On this side you got a little casted in spot where your lever to open this engine compartment would go. And yeah, up top, pretty plain. There is no anti-slip texturing up there. There is some vent detail up here and your exhaust, of course, and there you can see all your hydraulic lines and then your swing motor in there and all that, which is pretty nice all in all. And here you can see this side. The tracks, as much as they seem fragile, they really aren't that bad. They are painted in a semi-flat black, and they don't roll on this surface. If I were to bring in a sheet of paper, which I am, they do roll quite well. They roll very easily without applying much pressure. Now you can see that track is sort of dragging, but it's no big deal. They do roll very smoothly, nonetheless. Now, when I got this model, the swinging mechanism was very, very tight. It was very difficult to swing it, but a little bit of loosening, and it's very fine. Of course, obviously, the tracks aren't getting a grip, so they'll follow the machine. So yeah. Now, in my opinion, this model is very underrated. Most people don't buy this model because of the gap, the sufficient gap between the undercarriage and the car body, which actually, to be honest, when you get the model itself, doesn't look that bad. The pictures on the internet really, honestly, don't do it justice for how it really is. How do I rate this model? Considering the price range, which is $119, it is a little bit much. You know, if the price can improve, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. This is one of Tonkin's better models. The functionality is great. The tracks are fine. I think they really revised their quality control issues. There's some great small bolt detail on the hinge for the door. Honestly, guys, this model is better than I really expected it, and I should have gotten it a long time ago. But maybe it's a good thing that I got it in the latest run because of the quality control issues. I believe that's missing a cat logo back here on the back of the cab, but I'm not sure because I've obviously never seen one in real life. But all in all, though, it is a very nice piece for what it is. Tonkin did a great job. Unfortunately, though, Tonkin did lose their license to Diecast Masters, so this model is no longer in production, which it seemed to have a very short production life itself, which, you know, it did. But Diecast Masters will hopefully make a new run of these things, and maybe we'll see it in the updated Power Edge edition for the 340 DL2. The exact body is the exact same, just different decaling with like E-Series decaling on a D-Series body. And I forgot to mention there is a small little work light up there. But really the decaling would end right about here. And it would be cool to see. So just maybe a little bit of an afterthought there. But really, guys, if you get the chance to pick one up, I would. The $119 is really the main downside, the price itself. But, you know, for what you get, it is pretty nice. If they release a version of it with the actual thumbs, and considering it is the same boom and relatively the same stick, you know, and actually, I thought I seen like where you can mount a thumb on it on the Road Builder from the Road Builders, but I'll have to do some further research into that. And I do plan on getting another one of these and actually changing the boomstick and bucket with the Road Builder boomstick and bucket. But guys, honestly, all in all, it's a great model. I can't really brag enough about it. So, you know, I got it for $77 on a sale, which is really good considering the model itself. But if you guys get the chance to pick it up, I honestly would not have a second thought about it. So guys, anyways, I want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me on my little bit of a return to doing some reviews. And the 966 review should be up in about 24 hours time. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, peace out.